Hey, what's cracking, YouTube? So for years, I hunted mule deer, pronghorn antelope, and even caribou with my grandfather's Model 88 Winchester 308, and it got the job done. But a couple years ago, my daughter, who was turning 14 at the time, she wanted to start hunting, and this dang thing's got too much kick to it. So she had already been familiar with shooting an AR platform, 5.5, 6, 223, and so I chose the Grendel. And today I just want to tell you that I think the Grendel is absolutely appropriate for hunting, but I do want to mention a few pitfalls and a few things that will hopefully save you some grief when it comes to using the 6.5 Grendel as a hunting platform. So the 6.5 Grendel is absolutely amazing out to about 300 yards. And the reason I say that is because below 300 yards, from what I understand on the internet, there's this magical 1,000 foot-pounds of energy when it comes to ethically and quickly putting an animal down. And I honestly think it's true. So the first year we started hunting with the 6.5 Grendel, I used XBR 8208 and paired it with a 120 grain Nosler ballistic tip. We got amazing results. In fact, those animals you saw on the intro screen, the mule deer was my daughter's and the pronghorn antelope was mine. In fact, let's show you how well that bullet worked. So what you see here is the entry hole of where the bullet went in. It completely obliterated the organs of the animal, and the deer only ran 30 yards. The second year we used the 6.5 Grendel, I actually had some dismal results. I harvested my animals, and they went down well, but not how I like animals to go down. It was during the pandemic shortage, and I was running low on supplies, and all I had was a 100 grain ballistic tip from Nosler. And we shot our animals respectively at 280 yards, and then I shot mine at 210, I think, something like that. And both animals, once they got hit, with the first shot, they just laid down. But the bullets fragmented; they like exploded inside the cavity. And even though the animals went down and they weren't going anywhere, it took follow-up shots to kill them, and I don't like that. When I hit an animal, I want lights out, right? I don't want it to run, I don't want it to suffer, and I will never ever again use the 100 grain bullet. And let's look at some ballistics of why that may have happened. So respectively, here you see ballistic charts from left to right of 100 grain, 120 grain, and 129 grain. For the 100 grain, you'll notice that at 236 yards, you have already fallen below the 1,000 foot-pounds of energy that is supposedly required to ethically put an animal down quickly. The actual terminal velocity of the bullet is still good. It's still well above 1,800 feet per second. But I really think that this bullet is just too light and too low of a sectional density to actually kill an animal ethically and quickly. The 120 worked really well. You'll notice that all the way out to 300, it's really close to the 1,000 foot-pounds, and you're still above 1,800 feet per second on the terminal velocity. And finally, on the very right, you have 129 grains. You'll notice you can get all the way to 350 yards, where you'll still maintain near close to that 1,000 foot-pounds of energy, and you're still above 1,800 feet per second. Therefore, I recommend if you're going to hunt with the 6.5 Grendel that you utilize either the 120 grain or the 129 grain. So this year when I go out hunting, I'm going to use accurate 25-20 and Hornady 129 grain SSTs. And I'm going to do that because I think this is the sweet spot for kinetic energy and speed and all that other magic that makes bullets work. So I should have an effective range out to about 350 yards, but I'll be honest, I never ever shoot that far. All right, people get really paranoid out on the plains of Wyoming. They think they gotta lob stuff from 1,000 yards at pronghorn. Pronghorn see well, but there's ways to work around it. Trust me, I've been doing it my entire life. So yes, the Grendel is an amazing hunting cartridge. You pair it with a nice scope. Let me tell you what, if you don't have a suppressor and your state allows a suppressor, money. I will hunt with a suppressor the rest of my life as long as it's allowed. It makes it so much more enjoyable. It actually will tighten up some of your patterns. You don't have to wear ear pro, lights out, right? If you miss a shot, the animals, they don't spook. Yes, the Grendel is an absolutely appropriate caliber for medium-sized game. And using the appropriate bullet grain, composition, and powder, you can effectively go out to about 350 yards. I would avoid going any more than 350. Your mileage may vary, but I want to ethically knock an animal down and I want it to die. I don't want it to suffer and I don't want it to run off. So I'm going to keep all of my shots under 350. In fact, though, I like the challenge of getting closer. I would have zero reservations using it on whitetail, pronghorn, mule deer, or probably even pigs. I don't have any experience, but I've watched lots of videos and it seems to work well on pigs as well. Just once again, it's always about using the proper bullet with the proper composition and the appropriate powder and keeping it within distant ranges. Hey, thanks for stopping by and watching my video. I hope it helps you in your decision on whether or not to use the 6.5 Grendel. If you haven't subscribed, you might want to consider it so you know when new content is published. Hope you have a great day. See you around.